New York, the Curly, Moe, and Larry of densely populated urban areas. It's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Lily Tomlin, Sting, a look at some dumb ads, and Dave answers the NBC information line. And now, a man who is in desperate need of vocational counseling, David Letterman.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, something's on my mind. I go to see the movie Death Wish 3. Death Wish 3. Yeah. Why doesn't this guy just move to the suburbs? Ah, boy, oh boy. You know, I got up early this morning and I was reading some theological documents I have in my possession. Turns out nowhere in the Bible will you find anyone named Nipsey. I didn't.
True.
Interesting new diet for people who are weight conscious, and I think that includes most of us right-thinking Americans, doesn't it? Here in New York City, you eat only when the Knicks win. Now, however... Thank you. Thank you very much. More of these deep, pretentious bows. I really enjoy them. Thank you. Doctors, however, warn that this diet could be life-threatening. Now, where are we? Huh? That's right. Well, baseball, they're passing out their awards now, and Dwight Gooden, I guess, will receive the Cy Young Award, pitcher for the Mets, and a pitcher for the Cardinals, Joaquin Andujar, will receive the Son of Sam Award. So we're all... Wow, what a show tonight. Lily Tomlin is here, and is also Sting. Say hello to our friend here, Paul Stacy.
Yeah. Thank you so very, very, very much. I am especially thrilled to be here tonight. And
why is that, Paul?
Because it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous show.
Every night on this program is a fabulous show.
Exactly.
But tonight we have an exceptionally nice program.
Exceptionally nice show. Now, do you have a joke for us or anything?
No. Now see, that's the wrong way to approach this.
Well,
here's how we'll do it. Boy, Paul, I wish you could have been with me last night. Oh boy, I had a great meal at a brand new restaurant. Went to that new Prudhomme restaurant.
Really, Paul Prudhomme?
No, Don Prudhomme. Had the funny carveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That joke is going to take over. Soon it's going to start sweeping.
And the top gas salmon.
Yeah, right.
In puff pastry. Now, see, but I think tonight we hurt the experiment because you have to ease into it casually. Well, what'd you do last night for dinner, Dave? That kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, we'll try it tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, I'll know.
But I guarantee you, before the end of the decade, we'll hear this joke on the streets of New York. Oh, look what we have here. In addition to a fine show, we have a top 10 list. These, by the way, are compiled by our home office in Milwaukee, and I think you can write them and get a copy of this. The top 10 list for tonight. This is a good category. Top 10 complaints about Brent Musburger. What if this poor guy's at home in bed watching the show right now and he sees this come up? Well, number 10. Too many statistics. Brent gives too many statistics. 9, too chummy with the players. 8, he's on all the time. 7, people confuse him with Don Crickey. 6, he's too short, a tie with he's a weenie. 5, he never quite looks awake. 4, looks like his mom dresses him. 3, probably goes to Montana for haircuts. 2, reminds me of audio-visual geeks in high school. And the #1 complaint about Brent Musburger, next to him, I feel dull and uninteresting. Okay. Boy, we got a great show, and we have more comedy to come here, ladies and gentlemen. These are ads we've gleaned from publications all over the United States. And let me remind you, this is nothing like small town news, which is another feature we do on this show. Paul, do we have music for this?
Yeah, I know a song, but I think it's too obscure.
Well, let's try it. We'll be the judge of how obscure it is.
Dumb ad, I'm a crazy little girl. It's a dumb ad, yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
Here's our first dumb ad. Let Hefty take you to the movies. Ladies and gentlemen, this, by the way, does wonders for your self-esteem, going to the motion pictures with a trash bag. Number 2, I had a headache this big, but I took Excedrin and it's gone. Okay, miss, go right ahead, ignore that angry mob of customers, and tell us all about your headache.
It's gone now.
All right, number 3. This is an interesting advertisement. Ski Switzerland with Kerry Von Erich, former heavyweight champion wrestler. Skiing with a professional wrestler? Ooh, pinch me, I must be dreaming. Funny Carville. Here's something, same-day hernia repair. How do we do it? Volume, volume, volume. Specify glossy or matte finish. Kiwi fruit, feels fuzzy, tastes fabulous. Right down there in the corner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this what critics used to say about Jack Webb's head? Try this Kerry pipe free for 30 days, be delighted, or smash it with a hammer, and the trial will cost you nothing. Gee, how do they make money with this kind of offer, you're saying? Volume, volume, volume. Here's something for Brock's Candies. 2 dips are better than 1. This, by the way, is the same principle behind the guys in Air Supply. Oh, it's only a joke. It's only, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you, this is only a joke. We have nothing but the highest regard for those gentlemen, do we, Paul? Paul?
Nothing but the highest regard.
And who are they?
I have a little, for these people, the people behind this particular...
But what are their names? They're Australian.
Guys in Air Supply?
Yeah, we'll get it and come back.
Their names are Carrie Snodgrass.
Yeah.
I don't...
Carrie Snodgrass?
Isn't she one of the guys? I don't know.
think so. Here's an ad for Roman meal bread. Win lunch in Hollywood with Diana Douglas, mother of Michael Douglas. I know, it sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? But if you're like I am, you're going to be way too excited to eat. Okay, here's something, so it says here, we cordially invite you to the 5th annual Doggy Style Show. I just pray to God this is poodles and sweaters. Volume, volume, volume. Here's an interesting ad. Says, you need meat bags. We specialize in one thing, your meat bags. Call our new toll-free number or write meat bags, Minnetonka, Minnesota. That's meat bags, Minnetonka, Minnesota. Paul, do you have a little something here for us?
Well, it just struck me how musical that ad seems to be. Meat bags. It kind of rolls off the... It's kind of thematic. It's sort of like the music of the Spheres, isn't it? It's like, meat bags, meat... See, the audience relates to it. Let me see if I can get... Would the audience be interested in joining me in a little thematic thing, a little music? Let's just see this. Let's see if this works now. I want all the guys... Hold it. Let me hear all the guys in a very basso profundo voice. Give me this. Meat bags, meat bags, meat bags. Now the girls are kind of a contrapuntal thing on top of this very quick. Meat bags, meat bags, meat bags. Let me hear the guys. Meat bag. Let's hear the girls. Meat bags, meat bags, meat bags, meat bags, meat bags, meat. It's the music of the spheres, isn't it? I think it's just fabulous. I don't know.
Well, we have a terrific show. Lily Tomlin is here, and also Sting, and all of this plus more will begin right after you take a look at this, folks. Thanks for being here. It's the incredible late-night Skycam, ladies and gentlemen. Paul, we have now the names of the two gentlemen in Air Supply. Russell Hitchcock.
I knew that.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
All right, what's the other gentleman's name?
Carrie,
No, there's no... I can give you a hint. The other gentleman has one of the names, as does his partner, as a name, one of the same names.
Russell is his last name.
I can't tell you that.
Kurt Russell.
That's right. It's Russell Hitchcock and Kurt Russell.
No, who is the other guy?
It's Graham Russell.
That's right, Graham Russell. I knew that. They're good singers, though.
Yeah, Air Supply, and it was just a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It was just a joke. Despite my personal problems, ladies and gentlemen, I took the time out a few weeks ago to see my first guest's one-woman show on Broadway. It's called The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe. Please welcome a very talented woman, Lily Tomlin.
Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You look terrific.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I know, I'm glad, thanks.
It's a very...
I know you've mentioned the show, and I was really thrilled to
I
hear
had a
that.
great time. I went over there expecting, because there's not a lot of room in these theaters to sit. And I expected to be physically uncomfortable because I'd be cramped. But I'm telling you, the evening just flew right by.
Great.
I had a great time. You know, this is the great thing about this country. The last time you were here, do you remember what you were talking about when you were here?
About my dog.
You had some kind of a cat show you were judging or something. Yeah. And now, like
Now
2
I'm
months
on
later, you
Broadway.
have a hit Broadway
But
show.
I was doing the cat thing out of philanthropic and motivations.
Sure. How long?
Did you think I was like sort of on the skids?
No. But now this piece of work, this show you're doing, it's an amazing accomplishment. Now, how long, first of all, does it take you to commit that stuff to memory? Because you're on stage a long time, almost 2.5 hours, right?
Right.
And you don't stumble over words, you don't lose your place, you don't fall into the audience.
But I have like a lot of stuff written on
No,
my...
you don't. No, you don't. Now, how long does it take you to get that committed?
Well, you know how it is. You eventually just master it. I mean, I worked on it. Jane's writing it. I'm working on it. We go around the country. We're kind of keeping a low profile, you know, leafleting and playing small places.
Now, you're serious about that?
Yes, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I even built a little theater in L.A. in a storefront, you know, a little 25-seat theater so that I could go on the streets and leaflet and drag people in and perform.
Now, what form was the play in the presentation? What form was it in then, and what was their reaction to it?
Well, I don't remember. You know, it was because it's all been sort of organic. It just evolved itself. And so maybe when I would leaflet, I would say things like, you know, genuine fan torture. So that people wouldn't come expecting something profound.
Now, at any time would you turn to the people assembled and ask for their input?
We have.
Yeah. And what kind of things would they say?
So they would tell us what they got, because the show was very complex and interconnected. So part of it was to see how much people were getting, connecting, and under, you know, filling, you know, the things were, if the threads were coming together.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the amazing thing about it. It all does come together. It's very intricate, as you mentioned. Let's talk a little bit about some of the characters in the piece. The hair guy, the hairdresser.
Bucci?
Bucci.
Yeah, well, Bucci...
What's the deal on this guy?
Well, Bucci is a real... Bucci, I took the name Bucci. Jane had originally named this hairdresser
Jane
Arthur.
Wagner.
Yeah, Jane Wagner, who's the author of this play. Jane had originally named the hairdresser Arthur, and the rich woman refers to him as Arthur the Arrogant. So, because he's given her this terrible haircut, and it's been the most humiliating experience of her life. And so, but when I was in Boston, my hair designer, Phyllis Della, had hired a hairdresser to help me backstage named Bucci. I hope Bucci's watching, because when I left Boston, he says, "Oh yeah, Lil, you go back to New York, you forget me." So, so Bucci, so I decided, I said to Jane, I said, we really should call the hairdresser Bucci. It's such an unusual name, and Bucci has so much personality. And so I started saying, started referring to him as Bucci the Arrogant, you know? So every night, I mean, in the play I do. So every night, so then Bucci loved that because I mentioned his name in his hometown, which is Boston. And his friends started coming, so people started to applaud. So, so I said, so one night, and Bucci would say, and he was really thrilled with the show, and he'd say, "Oh, you're so dynamic, you're so exciting, you know, people going crazy. How can you go out there every night and do it over and over and over again?" And I said, "Bucci, I love to do it over each time I get another crack at it to make it better." And he says, "Oh, just like me with your hair." so anyway, I wanted Bucci to know I didn't forget him. I'm hoping he'll come to New York.
Bucci,
the show's even better now, Bucci.
Is Bucci his first name or last name?
His last name.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question that means...
William Bucci.
Bill Bucci. Bill Bucci?
Bill Bucci.
In the program, in the little playbill you get there, there's there's a character named Vince you see early on.
Vince I took out before we opened because I wasn't ready to do Vince, and I was so nervous.
Can you do a little of Vince for us now?
Oh, I don't think I can.
All right, we'll come back to it. Don't worry.
All right.
Now we'll come back to Vince if you feel like it. But see, this would be a treat for people who have not yet been able to get to the theater.
Well, I'm still working on Vince. I still want to put Vince in the show, but Vince isn't worked out yet. See, Vince would be lifting weights intercut with the woman doing aerobics.
Yeah.
But Vince isn't necessary to the piece.
No. It's just, you know, this came up.
And that's why Jane had been developing Vince, and I've been trying to work on his character. And I just didn't get it. I just wasn't doing anything wonderful with it.
Didn't have a real feel for Vince, yeah.
So I was afraid that I would create disruption with everything else by my nervousness, you know?
Yeah. I want to talk about Trudy also, but let me explain how Vince came up. A bunch of us went to see the show. We had a great time, so afterwards we went to dinner. We're sitting around talking like we know all about theater. And we're looking at this and saying, "Gee, I wonder what happened to Vince. Do you recall seeing Vince?" We all agreed, no, we hadn't seen Vince. And then I, like a geek, say, "Anybody know what they're doing to the Vivian Beaumont?" I don't know anything about the Vivian Beaumont. And I'm saying, and we had this long discussion about it was very strange.
Well, I think it shows that you probably have like an inherent instinct for the theater.
Yeah, I think that's what it shows. All right, well, maybe we'll see a little Vince, and we'll get an update on the Vivian Beaumont. But we'll be right back with Lily Tomlin. Let's talk a little bit more about this, if you don't mind. You want to add that about Bucci? You want to finish that up?
No, okay. Just every night, because he was afraid I'd switch back to Arthur. Before I'd go on stage, he'd say, "Hey, Lil, who's arrogant?" Yeah. So I'd be sure and say Bucci. Okay. That's like me showing the dog book.
Tell me about the sound effects. They're quite effective.
Yes, and they were, of course we did everything to make the show appear simple, and of course it's much more complicated behind the scenes, but that's what art is all about.
That's absolutely right.
So we worked really hard on the sound effects, and there are a lot of sound effects in the show, and we made all of. We didn't know where it was going to lead. Homemade sound effects.
That's a union violation, isn't it? We're going to shut this thing down. And tell me about Trudy. She's sort of the hostess of the evening, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, Trudy.
Trudy, my bag woman.
Yeah.
Right.
And I understand somebody you in real life know around the theater, someone named Mouse?
Oh, Mouse is my outside. I mean, Mouse is kind of my my stage door street person.
Yeah.
Mouse was there every night. Mouse, you read about, they just did a piece on us in Life, and Mouse has kind of the lead. he leads off the article. I mean, and the night after the article came out, I came out the stage door and he said, "Hey, Lil, you want my autograph?" So Mouse is getting famous.
This is the guy that has the gift from Frank Sinatra?
Oh, yeah, but what has he got? I forgot. Oh, he's got so much stuff, I don't know. Mouse is most extraordinary and unusual.
Shorts.
Yeah, he has a pair of shorts, right.
From Frank Sinatra?
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Does he wear them?
Yeah, once in a while. But he has a lot of good outfits.
Yeah. And Kate?
Kate the rich woman?
Yeah, Kate the rich woman, who I think is a little like the really tasteful lady.
No, I hope not. I mean,
no, they're nothing alike, is what I was trying to point out there.
Kate is much more. No, Kate's very different. But Kate is really the vehicle for transformation in the piece. I mean, Kate is the character who is transformed through her coming into contact with Trudy, the bag woman.
Yeah.
And it's I want to talk about it, and yet it's so intertwined that it's hard to say one thing without trying to tell like a 2-hour story.
Yeah, the other thing is it's great for us to sit here and talk about it because it's quite enjoyable. But the truth of the matter is, anybody outside of the area has not had a chance to see it, of course.
No.
Yeah. Are you going to travel with it after you've been?
Oh, sure.
Now let me ask you this: you're up there, and the thing lasts 2.5 hours, and it's word for word, right on the money. Every night, and you have the ability to think of other things while you're delivering the words, don't you?
Yes,
now,
I
what
do.
do you think about? Do you think, ooh, I missed that at one point, or I came in too soon there?
Sometimes I think, oh, the back of my pants and my gabardine pants are shining.
Yeah.
Or because I have these old pants I'm wearing because I've struggled and struggled to get new pants and nothing has turned out. The fabric, because the fabric has to have enough stretch because I'm so physical. And so I worked and worked for months and months, trying to get a different set of costume, and nothing turned out. And so I had on opening night I had to wind up wearing these old gabardine pants. I mean, they're really shiny, and.
So all of this is going through your mind?
Many times. Sometimes I'm thinking, was that somebody I know in the front row?
Yeah. Now, is that a distraction when somebody catches your eye like that?
Sometimes.
Yeah. And do you
sometimes I think, but other times I think, and then I'm, of course, because I'm an actress and I'm working in a very complicated process, acting, doing many characters and many different scenes, and. And I think about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Do you ever look at somebody and say, "Ooh, look at that guy"? I mean, a man and his wife.
No, but if I look down and I see an empty seat after intermission, that takes my attention.
That would break your heart. But you're not.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're not seeing any empty seats.
Occasionally,
no. Now, how much longer can you do this? Night after night?
I hope to do it several months.
And it's not driving you nuts?
No.
Yeah. And
because it's a kind of living experience, because. It's hard for me to say all this, but I'll go ahead and attempt to. I know the audience really does get a real exhilaration from the play, and so I do too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They give it back to me.
Absolutely. You want to try a little Vince here? Just a little.
Oh, I can't do it. It's so bad. It'll be so embarrassing. All right, but let me try to think of something to say.
Vince is a weightlifter. He works in a club.
Well, he's not a weight. Yeah, it's his
bodybuilder.
I mean, it's his hobby.
Yeah.
But let me try to think of something good to say, like he might be saying, like he'd be lifting. Now, I haven't worked on Vince in a couple of weeks, so this could be very weak.
However,
don't judge my show.
Let me point this out. He is in the program. He's listed in the program.
But I told him to take him out.
Well, all right.
And, of course, they're not printing until December.
All right.
So I did go through most of them with a magic marker. You didn't get one of those, I guess.
No.
Anyway, maybe Vince is saying something like he'd be doing like, he'd say something like, he's already been talking to his friend. He's been talking to his friend, telling his friend how he's burned out on bodybuilding.
Okay.
What's the point?
Yeah.
So he's doing a whole litany of things that he gets no charge out of anymore. So he might be saying things like, I'm a health nut by day and a cokehead by night, and I'm sick of both. And my sex urge is still industrial strength, but where's the desire? See, what it is, he's the kind of guy who's like, He's had so much, he's had a lot of, you know, he says, what's the point in being a hedonist if it doesn't make you happy?
Yeah, yeah, he's not enjoying overindulging himself.
Right, and he's been doing this for years. You know, it's like he says, I miss the disco days. You know, he says, I feel about the disco days what the hippies must feel about Woodstock. You know? So he's a little burned out, and he's looking for something more.
And what theater? Well, there's no point in plugging it. You can't get a ticket for the thing anyway, can you?
Oh, sure you can.
Oh, really?
I mean, we're very well sold, but this is not good business to be sold out.
It's not.
No, you're supposed to have some seats available because people come from out of town. Maybe they're only here a week in November. If you were completely flat out sold out. Then they would never be able to see the show.
But isn't it true, really, isn't it really true, Lily, that you're not interested in the out-of-towners? You really just, you really couldn't care less about them? Anyway, it's a terrific evening. You must go see it, and then it'll be, someday you'll take it around the country again.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, okay.
I'll probably I'll be doing this for years.
Yeah.
Until the next meow off.
It's nice to see you again. Congratulations. We'll be right back.
Thanks and welcome back to the show. Tomorrow on this program, by the way, tonight Sting will be here. I saw his new movie today. Did you see? Have you seen Sting's movie?
I'm going to see it tonight.
Are you really going to see it tonight?
Swear to God,
Paul.
No, I am. I
thought tonight was the night you're going to go see Lily's One Woman Play.
I was going to see, but I got a free invitation to see Sting. So, you know.
Anyway, he'll be out a little later. Tomorrow night on this program, another great show. How do we do it? You're axing? Well, we have the Turtle Lady, Mrs. Letcher, will be here. Robert Klein will be here. And Buddy Biancalana will be joining us tomorrow. Buddy Biancalana. World champion Kansas City Royals shortstop Buddy Biancalana will be here tomorrow. Well, you know, we find ourselves in the middle of tonight's program with a few minutes, and we thought what better time to answer the NBC question complaint line than right now, and so we will. We have actual callers here. I know, I'm not quite ready yet. Just trying to eat up a little more time before we get to the calls, because this could go straight to hell. All right, now, so before we go to those phones, and I understand we have a call ready on what line was that? Line 1. We have a call standing by. We have some facts here that I could be disseminating to the listeners and viewers of NBC here in the tri-state area. In 1941, NBC's advertising ran. I don't know what that one. NBC stars Paul Schaefer, Michael J. Fox, and Howie Mandel were all born in our neighbor to the north, Canada. Dave asks the caller's birthday, check if he shares it. Oh yeah, I'll be doing that. The dog Brandon on Punky Brewster is named after NBC Entertainment chief Brandon Tartikoff.
Really?
What are you doing?
I'm doing my work.
Are you answering mail while I'm over here?
No, I'm not.
I'm here sweating bullets, and you're reading your personal correspondence?
I'm planning the rest of my repertoire for the evening. I have a job to do over here, too. The show is very nice, but, you know, in order to make it work, there are many cogs that fit into the wheel.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to take a call?
I'll take a call.
All right, we have a call. This is an actual call from somewhere. We'll see what they have on their mind. Hi, hello, who is this? How are you? Hi, hello, who is this? Hi, hello. Okay, let's... I hope that was a hang-up. Call line number 2? All right. Gee, I'm sorry I didn't get right to this. Hello, who is this?
Hi, my name is Shandor Zaboki.
Hello? Sean, let me tell you something. You have too many consonants in your last name. How do you spell that, sir?
My last name is Zaboki. It's spelled Z-O-B-O-K-I.
Zaboki.
Right.
Zaboki. And Sean, where are you from, sir?
I'm from Hungary.
And you're calling, you live in the tri-state area now?
I'm living near San Diego. It's called the city of Santee in California.
You're calling from San Diego?
Well, pretty close to San Diego, right. City of Santee.
Calling
right
from San Diego. I thought these would be be calls from the tri-state area. Okay, Sean, what is your question about NBC programming?
Who am I speaking to, sir?
This is Biff Henderson. I work here at the... what can I do for you, sir?
Okay. Well, yesterday I was watching the news with Mr. Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw, right?
Right, and he was interviewing ex-CIA director. I don't know, did you had a chance to...
Yeah, I saw that. Of course I saw that.
I believe it was, his name is William Colby, if I'm correct?
Yeah, William Colby, sure.
Right. And he indicated that when, what happened basically to the defectors, which is basically it was a lie, a straightforward lie.
Oh, you have the inside information on that?
I'm one who defected from Hungary with MiG.
Oh, so the two of you originally defected together?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Sean. Give me the information you have, and I'll run it right down to the newsroom.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right. My name is Shandor Zaboki.
How do you spell that last name, Sean?
O-B-O-A-I.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Sean. And so now, how did it actually happen?
Yeah, I used to be a military fighter pilot back home in Hungary.
All right.
Okay, and I'm defected in 1970 as a demonstration against the Russian occupation of Hungary.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
And I landed in Italy.
All right.
Okay, after landing in Italy, Italian government blackmailed me. If I do not cooperate with them, they're going to send me back.
Okay, now the Italians blackmailed you.
Right.
Okay.
If I do not cooperate with them, they're going to send me back.
Right, okay.
Okay?
All right.
And I told them,
Sure.
listen, I'd like to go to the U.S.
Sean, can I interrupt you just here for 1 second?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, why don't you get your facts together, and if you can condense this information, I'll get right back to you. We have to do a commercial here at the switchboard.
Oh, I see.
And I'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Okay, so hang on.
All righty.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, so we'll be right back. We referred Mr. Zaboki to the newsroom. We really did. My next guest is doing pretty well for himself these days. He has a brand new hit album out called The Dream of the Blue Turtles. He's starring in numerous motion pictures, including Plenty and a documentary called Bring on the Night, and he's on a very successful world tour with his brand new band. Here performing with Branford Marsalis. My pleasure to welcome Sting.
Hello. Please. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red lights. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red lights. I love you since I knew you. I wouldn't talk down to you. I have to tell you just how I feel. I won't share you with another boy. You know my mind is made up. So put away your makeup. Told you once, I won't tell you again. It's a bad way. Roxanne, You don't have to put on the red lights, Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red since I knew you, I wouldn't talk none to you. I have to tell you just how I feel. I won't share you with another boy. You know my mind is made up, so put away your makeup. Told you once, I won't tell you again. It's a bad way, Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red lights, Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red light, Roxanne. 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 Roxanne.
Thank you very much. Consider. We'll be right back, folks.
Nice to see you again.
It's nice to be back.
You know, how long ago was you here? 2 years?
I think
year and
about
a half?
2 years, but
Yeah.
it seems like a lifetime.
Does it really? Well, you've accomplished an awful lot. You have the new group, the new album, a handful of motion pictures. By the way, I thought you were really good in Plenty.
Oh, thank you.
Did you enjoy that film?
I had a great time with Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a great actress, but she's great fun off camera.
Now, really, see, she doesn't look to me to be the kind of person that would be fun off camera. I mean,
She's hilarious.
I mean, I don't. I mean, she seems like she would be very, very serious.
That's not true.
She goofs around?
She goofs around.
Give me an example.
Maybe I'm blowing her cool, I don't know.
But she looks like a very serious...
I like actors who can, when the camera's turned off, can relax.
Yeah.
Because
And she does that?
Acting is too difficult and too draining to do it all day.
Yeah.
And I think it's great to relax.
Are you two friends now?
Absolutely,
yeah. But as you and I discussed earlier, the film leaves you with a really kind of a sense of the hopelessness of existence. But I enjoyed that.
It's pretty depressing. I liked it too.
No, I was depressed for the next 3 days, but it was a really positive kind of depression.
That's right. Wholesome kind of depression. Yeah, I'm into that.
Let's talk about the film the new film.
Bring On the Night?
Yeah, Bring On the Night. Now, I'm sorry.
It's a documentary, basically.
Yeah, about the formation of the band. Now, you're rehearsing in a huge villa or chateau. Where is that?
It's a chateau. It's about 10 miles outside of Paris.
Yeah.
And the reason we chose that is because it was photogenic and quite cheap to hire. It's quite cheap to hire a chateau because the people who own it can't afford to just keep it as a house, so they let people in. And during the filming, we had old people come in to see the artwork.
As a part of a tour?
As part of a tour, and they got a band for free. They hated it, but they got it for free.
Now, there's actually a scene in the film where people are unloading out of cars and they're coming up, touring through the house while you guys are rehearsing. Now, did that actually happen?
They were real tourists,
yeah.
And you know they didn't want to see the band, but they wanted to see the artwork around the walls. But they had to deal with us.
Yeah,
it's a very funny scene.
Did you folks live in the chateau the whole time, or just rehearse there?
No, we just rehearsed there.
Yeah. I guess we're going to take a look at a few seconds from the film. I want to ask you a question about a guy in white hair. I don't know if he's in this clip. Do you know a guy in the white hair? In fact, I saw him in the hall.
A guy with white hair?
White hair, longer hair. It looks white.
Let's talk about it after the clip.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. We'll see who this guy is. Do we know what we're going to see? We'll talk about it later.
In the third, you...
Okay. Okay, this is from Bring On the Night. And of course, Branford Marsalis, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Now, did this bother you guys when you were trying to put together a new group to have a camera crew working pretty much every time you worked?
Yeah.
Get in the way? Was it annoying at all?
Well, we had a real job to do, which was to rehearse a real gig for a real audience at the end of the week.
Absolutely.
And the filmmakers want to do things again and again and again to get it perfect.
Yeah.
We'd already got our music perfect. We wanted to move on to the next song.
Now, at one point of the film, somebody refers to you by a name other than Sting, Gordon Sumner, which is your name.
That's the name I was christened with.
Yeah. Now, does it bother you when people don't call you Sting?
It bothers me in that I think people who call me Gordon think they're being on the inside, you know.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
But no one calls me that. No one.
Your mom calls you Sting?
My mom calls me Sting.
How about your kids?
My children call me Sting.
How many children do you have?
I have 4.
Which brings up another interesting point about the film. We have the arrival of number
4 arrives in the movie. By
the
accident, I must say. My 4th child was born right in the middle of filming, and we shot it, and I thought it would be a home movie, but Michael Apted, the director, thought it would be a great idea to have it in the movie with the soundtrack of a song called Russians. And I sat watching it with my girlfriend, and we both wept again because we cried during the birth, and everyone else in the room wept. It's about 20 grown-ups crying with a handkerchief out. And I thought, well, something very profound is happening in this scene, so I left it in the film.
Leave it in and leave the kid in the family.
I just hope he doesn't want to be paid when he gets old enough. You know?
We have to do a commercial. We'll be right back. Branford. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks, Sting. Congratulations.